YouTube. All right, welcome back to another episode of No BS Just News with Steve. As always, I am your host. Thanks again for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hey, I know I touched a little bit yesterday on unemployment fraud, but it has grown out of control in almost every state. These clowns are targeting high wage earners in specific, but it doesn't matter at all. We have like 97,000 cases of unemployment fraud in the state of Arizona. 97,000. That's insane. And people that really need the unemployment money are waiting because they're no longer just issuing a debit card and throwing money on it. I know a particular case where a friend of mine received like 28 grand on a card, and she's employed. It's fraud. So if you get a 1099 or a debit card in the mail from unemployment, it's a Bank of America card, make sure you report that ASAP. One of our loyal subs and our moderators is going to send me some information this morning, and I'll link it down below as soon as I get it. So if you have fraud or you need more information or whatever, you can check it out. It'll be some pretty good detailed information. So as soon as I get that, I'll link it down below. So keep paying attention here. But it's significant. It says it's a significant surge in unemployment insurance benefit fraud, largely in association with identity theft. There's been several breaches. They say there hasn't, but there has, in the Department of Economic Security around the nation. So if you have had your identity stolen, it is a nightmare. And as I speak about this, I hope it ain't going on with me, because it's happened to me and it's a freaking nightmare. I've had my entire bank account wiped clean, credit cards opened. So I have a block on my social security number, and I don't even know how good that is. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I worked inside of a prison facility. I used to talk to inmates all day long. That what they would do is rent apartments and put people to work in there to steal identity. As soon as you use your debit card online or whatever, boom, they pull that number, they throw it on a temporary like green dot card. They use it until they can, until the bank stops it or whatever, and then they move on. It's crazy. It's crazy, the shit that I've heard about, seen. So remember, if you get an unemployment card, or you receive a 1099 from the IRS from the DES saying that you owe taxes on unemployment and you haven't filed unemployment, it's called identity theft. It's fraud. They probably have all your information, and they are probably doing more than just opening an unemployment card in your name. They may have some of your credit card information. They can get to your bank account information because they have your social security number, your birth date, your address, all your information. That's all they need right there. You know what I mean? And they're pulling driver's license numbers too. A lot of companies nowadays will make you send a photo ID, your photo ID, and a picture of yourself holding your photo ID, which is a good idea. But not everybody looks like their photo. I know I'm more beautiful nowadays than I used to be. So anyway, I wanted to touch on that briefly. But it's crazy. I mean, the amount of unemployment claims that are fraudulent are huge, and it's nationwide, and it's really affecting the people that truly need the unemployment because they're truly out of work and they cannot find it. In other news, obviously, Biden has rejected the Senate Republicans' embarrassing $618 billion plan. They're not going to move forward with that. He has asked Congress to move swiftly and urgently to get this done, get it signed, get it to him so he can sign it and get this bill passed. That means, folks, the $1,400 checks look like they're going to go out. The income threshold probably won't lower. I think he's still open to that, but they're not going to do that. He's rejected it. So Manchin, who was up originally against it, he was one of the Democrats they didn't think, because they're going to have to use a reconciliation vote, one of their 9, to get it through and get it up to the presidency to get signed. So they've got all their budgeting issues complete. So now they got to figure out how to use that reconciliation vote. But you're going to see the checks go out. They're going to be $1,400, unless for some crazy reason it changes. But I don't see why Biden would reject that bill to lower the stimulus checks. It's going to be $400 for unemployment instead of $300. State and local governments will get aid. One of the big issues right now is the eviction moratorium is ended. So all the people that are behind on their rent, all the homeowners that can't pay their mortgage, they need to hurry up. They need to get this bill passed and get it out. It's been taking too long. You know what I mean? It's just taking too long. This should have been done. They first saw this freaking pandemic lasting. We are in a recession, people. The housing, you think everybody's like, oh my God, the housing market's great, blah, blah, blah. You remember 2008 when we went in a complete recession, huge? Well, guess what? It's going to be bigger than that if we don't get our act together. Trust me. So if you're out there looking at a $400,000 or $500,000 home, $300,000 home, stand by, because that home might go to like $105,000. Trust. I'm telling you. In 2001, I bought a home for $95,000. In 2006, I refinanced it like a dumbass for $235,000. In 2008, it sold for $67,000 because of the recession. So, needless to say, I almost lost my ass, but it was short sold. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I got to go take care of something personal. But Bonnie, if you're watching, I appreciate you sending me that unemployment information. She's one of our loyal subs and one of our moderators. So I will link that information below as soon as I get it. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All my new subs, thank you. Also, if you got your check, either way, if you're waiting on your check or you received your check, so if you received your check and it said it was going to go out February 2nd, or you had a date of February but you already received it and it was post-dated to cash of the February 2nd or whatever date, let me know so I can update. If you're watching this and you received the check and it was not marked to go out until like this week, but you already got it, but it was post-dated, let me know. If you're still waiting on it, Julia, I know you're waiting. Thank you for your loyal sub and watching my videos. I definitely appreciate it. It's one of our loyal subscribers. I know she's been waiting. I think hers was like February 2nd. She still hasn't received it in the mail, but the IRS told her it could take 3 to 6 weeks. Knock it off. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. Anyway, y'all, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Peace.